right, folks. Paradise Island, the island of your dreams.
Good evening and welcome to Gamesmaster. Here on our desert island, drowning is a constant source of life-threatening alarm, which is why we always have an inflatable close to hand. Helena has her lovely little ring, Leanne has her fantastic jet ski, and I have this enormous stomach which has been grafted on by the Department of Health and Safety for added buoyancy. On tonight's show,
boxers Ryan Rhodes and Khalid Shafiq beat each other's meat in Street Fighter X.
But we begin with an event which we like to call Three Big Men Get Hard.
End of this challenge, my three contestants take on three different tasks on the N64 title, GoldenEye. The first task is to rescue two hostages from a hijacked frigate. The second contestant must race through city streets in a stolen tank, searching for an elusive level exit. The last member of the trio finds himself on an enemy train. First, he must stop the train by destroying the wall-mounted brake pads. Then he must battle his way to the final carriage, where he must rescue the awaiting damsel. Finally, he must burn his way out of the carriage with his handy secret agent wristwatch laser. The three tasks must be performed within an overall time limit of 4 minutes. Oh, I do so enjoy a touch of male bonding.
now this is a tough guys challenge, so we've gone out and got three tough guys who, like me, are paid to repel foreign invaders. Please welcome from the Marines, Marine Del Cross, Corporal Mark Hewitt and Sergeant Dave Pierce. Welcome, Del. Okay, now, obviously, you're all Marines, you're all very, very hard, like myself. What's the hardest thing that you've done in the service then, Dave?
Well, I would say operating in the Scottish Highlands, actually, in winter, yomping around the mountains, which we do out there with all our kit, in those sort of harsh conditions.
Now, Mark, what about you? What's the toughest thing you've had to do?
I think probably deploying to Norway for Arctic training. Commando unit normally goes there for up to 3 months during the winter months each year, and that's quite demanding.
Mm-hmm. And Del, what about you?
I've got to say the 6-month deployments away from home.
Yeah. What's the tough about that? Who do you miss?
Oh, you miss the old beer and
yeah.
Getting
I thought you were going to say like your girlfriend or something like that, or your wife. But it's just the beer.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. We like that. That's a 90s man thing. And finally, if all three of you did have a fight, who's the hardest?
Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we keep telling
the
us.
pairings are right there. That's good. That's the way to go on in the services. Okay, well, it's a very, very hard challenge. While the guys finally get pepped up for it, we're going to take a look at today's news. Early last week at the Space World Expo in Tokyo, games giant Nintendo unveiled the products they hope will establish the N64 as the games console. And since we're called Gamesmaster, we thought it only right and proper to bring you an exclusive look at the show's highlights. F-Zero 64, the update of the old SNES classic, is not due for Japanese release until next June, but it already looked promising with tons of races on each track and the usual array of multiplayer options. Yoshi's Story will be out for Christmas in Japan, and while it retains the 2D look of its predecessor, it's a good bet it'll be the best 2D platform game in Christendom. 1080 Snowboarding is the next title from the programming team responsible for Wave Race 64, and they should take cool boarders down a dark alley and beat it about the head. British software house Rare was showing the 3D Mario-type game Banjo-Kazooie, due for release in April, the month of lots of games with stupid names. But the one we're all waiting for is Zelda 64, now over 2 years in development and rumoured to be the biggest cart ever. The game is scheduled for a spring release in Japan, and if these shots are anything to go by, it looks set to knock Mario 64 off the best game ever slot and make thousands of people who don't already have one steal money from their mum's purse to buy an N64. With PlayStation sales so astronomically high, with everybody in the world owning at least 3 or something, Nintendo has its work cut out, but with titles like Zelda now just months away, the battle is only just beginning. In next week's programme, we'll be looking at the other huge event of the show, the N64's Double D add-on. And no, it's nothing to do with breasts. Joining me in the co-commentary box is Rick Henderson. Rick, you're no stranger to uniforms yourself.
Well, I do like a nice nurse's uniform, but I often find they're 2 sizes too small for me.
Very good. Now, this is a 3-part challenge. The guys have got 4 minutes to complete 3 tasks. Marine Delcross is up first. Rick, he's going to rescue 2 hostages from the ship. What is the best tips you can give him?
Well, the best tips is get through that frigate as fast as possible, get through each of the rooms as fast as possible, and when you actually find a hostage, really be careful with your accuracy. You do not want to kill the hostage, because at the end of the day, if you kill a hostage, you'll lose 5 seconds of your time, 5-second penalty.
To say nothing about the moral implications of it either. OK, now we reckon that Del can take about 40 to 45 seconds on this part of the challenge. If he takes longer than that, he will stitch up his 2 oppos there. So best of luck, Del. Your time begins now. OK, that huge, big, long dart thing is a gun out of which will come bullets. You can see the bullets got left in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. They're unlimited though, because this is Britain and we've got massive resources for our armed forces. OK, so we've got this first one. It's not going to kick off now, Rick.
Yeah, certainly. The room on the right there is where the first hostage will be. Really must be very careful he doesn't shoot him.
If he shoots him, it's going to be 5 seconds added to the time. Oh no, he's shot the hostage. 5 seconds added to the time there. But that's one of them though. He just needs to find one other hostage. He's been gone for 30 seconds. That was 3.5 minutes left. There's the other hostage. He's shot the other hostages. But that means he's got him. He's released them. And that's 37 seconds. But 10 seconds for the penalties. A total of 47 seconds. That means there's 3 minutes 30 seconds left for Corporal Mark Hewitt. OK, the second part of the challenge, by Corporal Mark Hewitt's part, is going to drive a tank through the hostile enemy streets to the exit. Rick, what's going to be the toughest thing about this?
Well, the toughest thing is actually finding the correct route through the back streets, mainly because he's only going to have about a minute, I would say, to actually get to the actual exit. So, you know, he's only seen the route once before. It's getting that correct route. OK, and the other problem to look out for is as well, any civilians that Mark knocks over. It's 5 seconds added to his time.
So best of luck, Mark. Now, Del took about 7 seconds over, so you want to be doing about 53 seconds. Best of luck. Off you go. OK, you can see the tank, big old turret. Little missiles left in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, but it's basically the time is what we're worried about here, Rick.
Yeah, he's gone the correct route to begin with.
Oh, was that a civilian he knocked over?
No, that was a bad guy. That was one of the bad guys. You can just plough through them. The civilians are the ones in nice slacks. Now, he's actually taking the correct route here. He's going all the right way. He really wants to do a first left as soon as he can. Not into the building. No, not the building.
No, not the cars either, because that's going to take some of his energy off. That's that little semicircle you see on the left-hand side of the screen. The more red it gets, the more danger he is in. OK, he's been going for about 1 minute 17, 18 now. It's not too bad so far, Rick.
Right, as he gets to the C junction, if he goes right, he'll be going the right way.
He's taking the right way. He's gone very, very well. We've done about 2.5 minutes left overall time for the challenge. I'd say once he finishes about 40 seconds from now. He's still doing well. He's taking a left there. He's now going to take a right. I'd imagine it's
he has to take a right here. He just has to follow this road round. He's hitting the mines that will seriously damage him.
How near is he to the end now, Rick?
Right, he's very near the end. He needs to take this first right.
He's taking the right there. This is a very, very good time.
Now, if he just goes forward, he'll be at the exit.
Corporal Mark Hewitt is making
that's civilian!
No, he's not a civilian. That's going to be 5 seconds out of here. He approaches the exit. That's it. And make that 1 minute 55. Add 5 seconds. That's 2 minutes dead. That leaves 2 minutes for Sergeant Dave Pierce. Right then, the final part of this three-part challenge, Sergeant Dave Pearce is on a train. He's got to destroy the remaining 2 brake pads on the train, rescue the secret agent, and then find a way out. Rick, what's going to be the hardest thing about this level?
Well, he really wants to concentrate on killing absolutely everybody bar his fellow agent. The main reason being is when he gets to the end of the train, anybody he hasn't killed will catch up with him.
They'll follow him.
Yeah,
Persistent
and he must remember to use that wristwatch laser at the end. He will not win just by rescuing the hostage.
Okay, thanks, Rick. 2 minutes left of the challenge. We reckon that's enough time. Best of luck, Dave. Your time begins now. Okay, so of course, Dave, we've got that big gun as well, and the bullets in the bottom right-hand corner again. We've got unlimited ammo.
Yeah, he needs to really just shoot everybody who comes across. There's another guy behind him, I'm pretty sure of it.
If he turns around, where is that man skulking? No, there wasn't. He's obviously run away, Rick. Thanks, Rick, very much, he said, and Rick wastes a few valuable seconds.
I'm trying to scupper in here.
Okay, here we go. There's a toilet there, but we're not going to investigate that. Not a bad guy. He gets up close to make sure the job is done well. We're still looking for the first of these brake pads, Rick. There it is. Coincidentally, oh, there's crosshairs right on it. A little bit of a shot. Fantastic work. That's 1 brake pad down. Just under a minute and a half to go.
Oh, I think he shot him in the face there. That was absolutely tremendous.
But not amusing in the slightest, though, and not something we'd condone. Not even in Ladbroke Grove. Okay, right, 1 minute 15 left. That's enough. Bang on, just shaking a little bit of the pad.
Right, the brake pad.
Like the deck off.
The brake pad's behind him.
Oh, yes, he's found it. Well played there, Dave. He's going to take out that guy first of all. Eventually. No, he's left him. That bad guy shut the doors. He's a little bit scared. Now, take out the brake pad. Was the lower the side
out everything bar the brake pad there. All the padding around the wall. He's doing it with the laser.
Well, that's going to come into play a bit later on. He's got 2 guns to make sure now. He's got a bit. All he is thinking is he's done it eventually.
I would now not bother shooting every one of these bad guys and just leg it through this level. He has to find his fellow agent.
But they're blocking his way. They're trying to trip up his dick. He doesn't want to watch. It's 30 seconds left, so we're running out of time here, Rick. He's going to now find the secret agent.
There she is.
Don't shoot the secret agent. She's dead. No, she's dead. That's another 5 seconds out of the time. That means he's got about 5 seconds left here. Get out of the train, Dave. He's got to choose the wristwatch. It's going to choose the wristwatch. No, it's not going to work because he's out of time. He crossed to the end. His cube's got his bear. The secret agent was dead. It all went a bit wrong at the end for the Marines. Bad luck, guys. Let's deal with you in order of play here. Dell, first of all, interesting tactic, actually shooting the hostages rather than rescuing them there.
Yeah, I thought that would cut down on time mucking about with the sights. Just go around and blast the whole house down.
So you're about 7 seconds over, and then Corporal Mark Hewitt took over and played a blinder. You toasted that level, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I had the easy part there. It was just driving through and remembering the route, so...
That's not bad, that's not bad. And then, with 2 minutes left, we've gone into the highest ranked member of our triumvirate, Sergeant Dave Pearce. A gun-the-ho, shoot everything in sight, using every single weapon bonanza.
No, I just utilised all the weapons I had, which I remembered I had. And I thought the watch came out the best, actually.
Well, it's unfortunate, although the guys haven't won a joystick, it's been a pleasure to have you on, and it's good to know that the safety of Britain is in great hands, as long as it doesn't involve trains, frigates, hostages, or watches with lasers in it. Thank you very much indeed. Dave, Mark and Dell, the defence of the realm. Okay, so now, while our 3 Marines face punishment for their abysmal failure, the exact details of which we can't reveal on a family show, suffice to say it involves a vacuum cleaner and 3 pineapples, you can take a look at the Celebrity Challenge.
Today's Celebrity Challenge will be a no-holds-barred strap on Street Fighter Alpha X, the 3D version of the classic beat-em-up. Playing as old favourites, Chun-Li and Ryu, my contestants have 3 rounds to settle the differences using a variety of lethal moves. Hooray, it's beat-em-up time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gamesmaster Productions in association with Channel 4 and a couple of other blokes present to you the main event. 3 rounds of Street Fighting for the Street Fighter Championship of the World. Presenting to you from Sheffield, England, the British WBO and IBF Intercontinental Champion, Ryan Rowe. And presenting to you the challenger, King Khalid Shafiq. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Sorry viewers, I've always wanted to do that. Ryan and Khaled, welcome to the show. Khaled, I'll start with you. You are very young for professional boxing. You're only 16, but you're allowed to fight professionally. How's that?
Well, the main age in England is to box at 18 years old. But we managed to get a licence in Ireland so I can box on the continent until I'm 18 and box over here.
So why don't you just wait till you're 18? Are you just hyperactive? Are you just looking for a fight?
In the amateurs, I'm not getting paid for it. Why fight for a medal when I can fight when I get paid for it?
That's exactly my same attitude to presenting this show sometimes.
I know.
Now, your challenge is now, though, Mr. Ryan Rhodes. Now, Ryan, you and I have had a fight before. We have been in the ring, haven't we?
Yeah, we did. We've already trained and sparred before together.
And I'm glad to see you've recovered from the kicking I gave you. That black eye's gone down and everything.
I'm glad to see you have too.
Okay, I wish you both the best of luck. While I get the guys together and tell them that I want a good, clean fight, no punches below the belt and no pulling up each other's pants, you can take a quick commercial break. Welcome back to Gamesmaster. We're about to play Street Fighter X. We have got middleweight Ryan Rhodes, super featherweight Khalid Shafiq, and in the commentary box, don't know what weight he is, and I'm not going to ask him because he's bigger than me, Kirk Ewing. Kirk, I know you're a boxer, you've been inside many a ring.
But never yours, you deviant.
No, that is true. Tips for the boys on this?
Well, I mean, this is Street Fighter. I mean, it's got a heritage, it's got a history, you know, and it goes all the way back and the same things always apply. But I always like to think that maybe you should always just remember to just do some simple stuff like punch and kick and jump and just move around the ring properly.
Instead of the special moves?
Well, the special moves are there, but don't get caught up in trying to find the buttons. Just get in and lay in about them. I'm sure the guys know that already.
Okay, thank you very much, Kirk. Right, it's a best of three bout situation. The first one to win two will quite literally win. Best of luck, Khalid. Best of luck, Ryan. Stick us out. Round one. Now, Khalid is Ryu bloke on the left, Ryan is Chun-Li girl on the right. In the top corners of the screen, you can see the energy bars right at the top. Underneath is the super move bars. We'll get into them a little bit later on. Kirk.
Yep, Chun-Li coming in quite early there with some good high kicks and a couple of punches, so she's taking the advantage already, I would say. Just want to keep up that pressure. Oh, another hit back from Ryan.
She has. It's Ryan Rhodes, it's Chun-Li making the early moves there. We can see the energy bars. Top right corner of the screen, Khalid is very low and deep, Kirk.
That's right, no, he's just about out and there's just one or two hits, and I think that could be it there.
He missed with a spinning bird kick there, which was a pity. Now he's fighting back a little bit. Khalid is a great comeback. Is it going to be too late though? It is! It's a KO for Ryan Rhodes and Chun-Li. Round one, it goes to Ryan. Round two. Here we go for seconds out, round two, and it's a much better start this time from Khalid. At least it was until she kicked him.
Straight in there with the bird kick. Just notice she's got some interesting wrist adornments there. They could be pretty dangerous of an evening.
They certainly could. The bounce would probably make you leave them outside if it was a quality club. Energy bar-wise, it's a much more even fight. So far, Khalid playing Ryu in the white, Ryan played Chun-Li, the girl with the pigtails, and as I've mentioned, adornments stuff.
Those adornments, which I'm sure that you own a very nice pair, very similar to. Now, as you can, I think quite a lot of standing off there, not actually getting about each other.
And nice not a lot of special moves either.
Not a lot of special moves.
There's one, there's the spinning bubble. Yep. That's about the only one we've seen though. Well, we look at the energy bars there, and I'd say it's actually Ryan Rhodes this time is very low down. Chun-Li is in trouble.
Chun-Li would back with another kick, though, and once again very close, but she's just about out. Can she take him out now?
One more kick there. Oh, Khalid, he does it. He ties it level, one bout each. Lovely little boot sweep there from the boys. Shafiq. Here we come into the third and deciding about there. And again, fantastic start by Chun-Li.
Absolutely brilliant. She's just getting special moves in there. Now would be time to sort of try and build up some combos and maybe pull off some of these super moves to just finalise this scene.
Okay, yes, the bar below the energy bars where the super moves are concerned. We might not get into those yet because Khalid Shafiq, Ryu, the energy bar you can see the top left is very low indeed here. He's in big trouble, Kurt.
Ryu indeed is in big trouble. He's taking a couple of hits to his back. Oh, he fights back there, but once again swept 2 feet away from him. He's looking. Oh.
It's a good flick hit, but it's very low. One more hit and Ryan Rhodes will win this. It's KO. Ryan Rhodes is the winner. Okay, Khalid, starting with you first. First of all, you were beaten by a girl, which is going to take a wee while to live down. Now, secondly, I was watching you guys practice, and now in practice you were pulling off a lot of special moves as Ryu, but I didn't see them in the actual match.
In the dressing room, like you say, I was doing quite good. I guess Ryan was the best man today.
Well, he certainly was. Now, Ryan, first of all, I suppose you did have the weight advantage over Khaled. Nothing compared to the weight advantage I've got over everyone. Khaled did pull around back, though. You won the first one, Khaled won the second one. Were you worried there at all?
I thought when Khaled pulled the second one back, I thought I got memories in the dressing room when he was beating me in there, but I held my own and I come out the successful one. Yeah.
Well, the winner then, and still undefeated after 17 fights, Mr. Ryan Rose. Like you, I buy video games. Like you, I want to know if they're any good before I spend my money on them. Like you, if they're not, I go around to the games company, torch their building, and do the toilet in their car. You don't? It's just me. How embarrassing. Being Scottish, I've had more than my fair share of cute and bouncy little redheads. Sadly, this one's only a marsupial. Crash Bandicoot 2 has arrived on the PlayStation.
Yes, the Bandicoot is back with a whole host of new moves and characters. The original was a bit cutesy for me, but the sequel is a little better around the edges. The look and presentation on this game is stunning. They've really pulled out all the stops on it, utilising the PlayStation's high-res mode. It's one of the first games to do so, and it's something you will see a lot more of.
There are a lot of amusing touches in this game, none more so than the death scenes. They're so funny, you almost want to crash into something that will kill you just to see them. Crash and get frozen to a block of ice, disintegrated, burnt to a cinder, turn into a huge transparent angel that gracefully ascends upwards. All of these things make a game, and it's the little touches that really bring a smile to your face.
Now, there are some interesting additions to Crash Bandicoot 2. The jetpack level is seriously good fun. You've got motorised surfboards, Crash swinging from vines, crawling, leaping around and spinning as he usually does. You get to ride around on polar bears. The thing's quite interesting and thoroughly enjoyable.
It goes without saying that if you like Crash Bandicoot 1, you'll love this game.
During the production of Diddy Kong Racing, anybody who mentioned the words Mario and Kart was taken outside for an involuntary enema. Needless paranoia or sensible hygiene? You decide.
As a multiplayer, this game is still thoroughly enjoyable, although it does still bear a striking resemblance to Mario Kart, which I do find off-putting.
Some of the power-ups are more inventive than the ones from Mario Kart. My own particular favourite were the magnets, which actually pull you forward into the position of the car that you're aiming it at, which is a great feature.
My personal favourite level is the one where you're flying around down through canyons and actually fly through the carcass of a slightly dead and deceased dinosaur. It's actually quite good fun. The level itself is quite intricate and complicated and involves nice twisty turns and tunnels. I found it thoroughly enjoyable.
So that's 3 shows over, only 7 more Gamesmasters to go. That means 7 weeks until television as a whole becomes duller than the Encyclopedia Britannica in a matte brown finish. See you later.
To